Okay, well, let us proceed with unequal love and the seeds of discord that became the legacy of Jacob's polygamy. As we pointed out earlier, it started with unequal love for the wives, for the first two wives, Leah and Rachel, and this led to the rivalry between Leah and Rachel. And as we found from the names of the children, the rivalry was quite severe. While Rachel kept Leah kept struggling to bring herself to be loved to about the same level. Rachel celebrated the fact that she was loved more, and this we saw in the examples of the names that we looked at. We believe that this rivalry also influenced the children. In fact, this came out later on. This came out later on in their interaction with Joseph. Joseph and Benjamin were the youngest children, the children that Rachel bore directly. The other 10 were already quite grown and we are becoming men already by the time that Joseph and Benjamin were born. So they had two problems. One was they were children of the woman that Jacob loved more, children of Rachel. But also they were children born to him at his old age, especially Benjamin. Benjamin was born when he was really very old. So he loved these two more than he loved the others. And it was evident, it was very clear. He didn't try to hide it. He didn't try to
pretend about it.
Yeah, there was no pretense about it. It was very clear. We know the story of the garment, the elegant garment he made for Joseph, and how it became something that his senior brothers were very jealous about. And of course, we know the story of Joseph's dream, which they misinterpreted, well, not misinterpreted, which made them even more jealous of him. Now, another problem was Joseph and Benjamin being so young. Of course, Benjamin didn't interact with these other ones as much as Joseph because he was too young and he stayed more with his father. His mother died at his birth, so he was kind of a papa's boy. Joseph was young, but was old enough to interact with the senior brothers. Like they would send him to the farm to deliver supplies at times and things like that. And he would come back and bring stories, bring reports back to his father. So that, increased the I'll call it hatred they had for him. But the bad relationship among the children, but between the group of older children and Joseph, really had its origin in the rivalry between Leah and Rachel, in the unequal love for Leah and Rachel. Unequal love led to the rivalry, and then the rivalry, of course, was passed to the children one way or the other. In fact, I've somehow speculated that if Joseph had a senior brother among the 10, maybe things would have been different. But of course, that's not the way that God wanted it. God had a different mission for him that was well fulfilled because he had nobody there except the kind. Let's not digress into that story. Okay. Honey, do you want to make a point here before we continue?
Well, I think I agree with all that you have said. I mean, it wasn't possible for Jacob to love those two people.
Yeah.
His love for Rachel, he pronounced it before he married Rachel.
Yes.
And, so Leah, in as much as Leah bore him children and probably was more stable, and all that, but he couldn't caused him to love them equally. And Benjamin and Joseph and Benjamin were, children of his true love.
Yes.
Those were children from his true love. So it's obvious for him. It's normal for him to have, even when children are all from the same woman, the same children born from the same parents, there is always, that one that you kind of prefer a little bit over the other, or even as much as you struggle to make sure that you don't show any of them preference and all that, but there's always that one that's almost like can read your mind, that always does things the way you would want it done and all that, and you kind of lean towards. So even from children of same parents, same mother, same father, talk less of when they're from different women, and then from those different women, there is a particular woman that the father really and truly loves. So, there are too many things that would make him lean towards loving Joseph and Benjamin more.
Yes, and Benjamin was protected from this because he was very young. He was
very young, yeah.
Joseph was dumped right in it because while he was much younger, it was also necessary that he be able to interact with the other children to help them out where he could.
In fact, Benjamin was, like you said, was protected. I'm sure Benjamin never suffered, like Joseph did, because their father became so protective of him for obvious reasons.
Yes.
And even the brothers were not going, some were already feeling sorry for what happened.
Yeah.
So they were not going to repeat what they did to Joseph.
No.
Again. So, and we could see that much later in the story when the brothers went to Egypt and all that.
Yeah.
And they said, we can't leave him here, our father will die. And all that. So, but like you said, the rivalry between the women, formed most of the how will I put it? The emotional fire, the interactions, the atmosphere in that family. The rivalry between the wives was like a fuel, was like an igniter.
Yes.
And once it was lit, it became unquenchable.
Yeah. It became unquenchable.
Once it was lit, it became, it just kind of grew and grew and grew until Joseph was, got really the very bitter end of it.
Yes, got the bitter end of it, but more because the age difference is one thing, but also the obvious, the fact that his father loved him more than the others, and it was obvious to the other children. That probably even united them against Joseph. And remember when they conspired to kill him initially, he was, okay, now he comes, here comes the dreamer, okay? Quickly, they conspired to kill him when he got there, except that, who was, okay, let's not go into it. One of the brothers initially, it was Simeon the oldest. Reuben.
It was Reuben.
Reuben the oldest, sort of. He remembered his responsibility to his father and wanted to return the boy, so convinced them to throw him into a dry well. Into a well they thought that turned out to be dry. Eventually it was Judah that negotiated the compromise that saved him. I said, look, we get nothing by letting him die there, let us sell him to the merchants.
Yeah, but I'm interested, and I don't know if the Bible ever said anything about the role of Bilhah's children.
Yeah.
You would feel that these ones will feel closer to Joseph because they are children of, his mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
If you look at it that way.
Yeah.
You would think that they would feel more compassion. But I don't remember, if there was any commentary by Dan
And Naphtali.
Naphtali.
Well, we weren't told.
Yes.
We weren't told, and we don't know. It's quite possible. I mean, a lot of details are missing. What we have are what I believe are essential.
And were they there?
Yeah, I believe they were.
Okay.
I believe it was all of them. It was all of them, but the ones that made a difference that affected Joseph's trajectory was Reuben and Judah. Reuben was the one that got him thrown into a well instead of killing him, and he wanted to actually retrieve him from the well and take him home.
Yeah,
but
I ask all this because it will help to point at how diverse the relationship, the bad relationship, had become. Because you would think that, Bilhah's children will relate more to Rachel as her children. And if they did not voice anything to save Rachel's child, it means that there's acrimony between Bilhah and Rachel.
Which usually will happen, and we'll see an example of this, not with respect to these people, in another Bible story, where the maid servant turned against her mistress.
It's usual, especially.
Okay, let's proceed. Well, we've already talked about this, that the other children hated Joseph and Benjamin and plotted to kill Joseph. Eventually, they sold him to slavery instead of killing him, based on a compromise negotiated by Judah. I don't think we need to say more about it. Okay, let's proceed. Okay, going beyond the issues of polygamy, we just see here an example of consultation. It's because consultation between spouses is very important. We have seen that God may make, the man is the leader of the family, but God may assign woman leadership on certain aspects of family life. It's important. One of the roles of a leader is to make sure that the people you are leading understand what you are trying to do, what you're trying to lead them on, especially those that are in a position to help you, to assist you. They will assist you if they understand what you are doing, but if they don't understand, then the chance of assisting you is very small. So that is well illustrated here when Jacob realized that it was time to leave Padan Aram. He was living with his uncle Laban, and relationships had soured, and he realized that it was time to leave. Now remember, Laban is the father of his two wives, Rachel and Leah. So he may have been concerned, okay, now that I want to leave and things are not going very well as they used to between me and their father, maybe they'll turn against me. But I believe that what he really did was play his role as a husband, as a leader of the family. So he invited them to the farm where he was, to a secret meeting actually, where he explained to them how relationships are soured between him and Laban, and how God has told him that it is time to leave, and that essentially he tabled it to them, and they said, look, they understood what was going on, and that he could do whatever God told him to do. So they threw their support behind him after the consultation. So the reason we highlight this, we're going to read do some reading to make sure the details of the interaction are properly reported. But the reason we highlight this is that consultation between spouses is very important.
We cannot overemphasize that the Bible, in a marriage, the two have become one. It's always good, even the Bible says, when you have a vision, write it down and make it plain that all may see it, and run with it. If you want, your family to, your vision cannot be hidden, and you expect people to run with that vision.
Yeah.
Unless they see your vision. And, likewise in this case, you want something like, to move, to relocate your family. You want your family to, go along with you. And in as much as, yes, you can come and command them and uproot them and all that, but you get, it's a smoother journey when everybody is on board.
Yes.
And they know about it, So when you're making some critical, it's not possible that everything that, the man will, tell the wife, and there are, if it's possible, that's beautiful, but in this kind of decision, major decision, it's always good to, for the husband and wife to talk about it, or for the man to inform,
yes,
the wife.
Yes.
I know that in our society now, even you find it among some of us Christians, sometimes, we are so authoritative, especially from our husbands, whatever I say she will do, that's what she will do, yes,
yeah,
the woman might submit to you, but she might be an unwilling passenger.
An unhappy one, at least.
Yes, unwilling and unhappy passenger, and you don't want that kind of acrimony, so,
yeah.
And besides that, there might be one or two things, ideas that will come from, they say 2 good heads are better than one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, let us read the passages before we conclude this.
Genesis 31 verse 4. So Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field to his flock, and said to them, I see your father's countenance, that it is not favorable toward me as before, but the God of my father has been with me. And you know that with all my might I have served your father. Yet your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, but God did not allow him to hurt me. If he said thus, the speckled shall be your wages, then all the flocks bore speckled. And if he said thus, the straight shall be your wages, then all the flocks bore straight. So God has taken away the livestock of your father and given them to me. Then Rachel and Leah answered and said to him, Is there still any portion of inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not considered strangers by him? For he has sold us and also completely consumed our money. For all these riches which God has taken from our father, are really ours and our children's. Now then, whatever God has said to you, do it.
Well, so that is it. We looked at Joseph, the interaction between Jacob and his wives, Leah and Rachel. We mentioned the other wives, Bilhah and Zilpah, but their role in the interactions didn't quite come out, so we sort of speculated what they may have, how they may have influenced interactions among their children. But we know that the polygamy, the polygamous relationship between that Jacob's marriage was based on the fact that he married multiple wives, resulted in seeds of discord being sown in the family, and this carried on to interactions among the children that eventually led to the tragedy, or what started as a tragedy when they intended to kill Joseph but ended up selling him to slavery. But one positive thing we learned is the importance of consultation. That when Jacob was going to make had determined that it was time to leave, he didn't finalize the decision without talking to him. He talked to his wives, Rachel and Leah, and based on his discussion with them, they supported him, and then he made the decision to leave.
Yeah, that's very important in this, and that's probably why the journey, they both were rivals, Rachel and Leah, but on this one issue they both agreed.
Yes.
Yes. And supported their husband.
Yes.
But another thing, we look at the lives of the two women and their relationship with their husband, you will see that Rachel, maybe because of her barrenness at some point, was a bitter woman. She was bitter. She was all her, how would I put this? All her bitterness was, it caused her to direct her bitterness to her sister. While the sister was struggling to earn the man's love, she was in competition with him. By the way she was naming her own children, or the children from Bilhah.
Yeah, the two
which
of
she
them.
considered, her own.
Yeah.
But in all this, you will see that as soon as the women turned to God, even Rachel at some point, it was no longer, this is about my sister, but she began to focus inwards,
Yeah.
like when she was going to name Benjamin.
Yeah.
What was the meaning of Benjamin? She
Well,
was going to name him
Ben
son of my misery.
Misery, Ben Oni.
Yes. So you see that this is not directed at Leah anymore.
No.
She has started looking inwards.
Yeah, she was dying actually.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So she has seen the futility of, this rivalry because of the husband. In other words, it brings me back to the point that I was stating, that in a marriage, God is the head of everyone. He puts the man as the head of the man. The husband represents God in that one, and as we will do unto God, let's do unto the husband. There's nothing we do in this life that will earn God's love for us. He loved us unconditionally. And that's the commandment he gave to the man. He said to love the woman as Christ loved the church. He didn't tell the man to love the woman when she cooks you very nice food, or love the woman only when she does not nag you, or love the woman, And equally told the woman to submit to the man, So when you look at it, they are submitted to you. You don't also submit to God because, God really helped me this time, therefore I can submit to God. Other times you decide to, to be disobedient or be rascally, or whatever. In other words, there's nothing we do to earn God's love. And in a marriage, if we can remember that it's all about God, that way we don't even put the man under pressure, because when he knows, when you put the man under pressure by letting him know that, it's only when I'm nice to this woman that I can have peace, then you're putting him under pressure as well, So, and all these things affect the atmosphere in a marriage.
Yeah.
And of course, we are seeing Rachel and Leah as two women. This kind of rivalry can exist between a man and a woman. And that is the husband and the wife in a home. Where the children begin to share the children. In terms of, even if it's not in naming the children, or whatever, but in terms of trying to gather them to this side, or you don't divide the children. I think that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
No matter what.
Yeah. Well, I know that there is a lot more that we will learn from this series on husband-wife interaction. From Jacob and his wives Leah and Rachel, we've learned mostly about polygamy and about this consultation, which we've learned from another Bible study that I'm happy it got re-emphasized today. The issue of unequal love for children did come up. We discussed it to the extent that we can, but we are looking forward to another opportunity to look at it in more detail and maybe come up with some recommendations from the Bible based on information in the Bible. But we thank you for sharing this Bible study with us. We thank you for sharing all the ones we did in the past, which you can find at our website, bankingblessing.org. Here you will find all our previous Bible studies, and you will find all the ones we will do in the future. We thank you for participating with us, and we pray that you learn something from our program that will make a positive impact on your life and bring you closer to God's purpose for your life. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you for joining us.